All right, what's up, guys? Today I want to talk about what I wish I knew when I started my first business. And I hope you guys can learn from my mistakes and apply this to your own local service business or any business, but especially local service business, because that's why I specifically help. But the very first thing that I wish I knew, and there's three things, but the very first thing I wish I knew was to start making videos like this, where you're putting yourself out there, you're documenting the process along the way. And so I know, like, some of you guys might watch Gary Vee or Alex Hermosi or a few of these other guys, and they're spot on a lot of times. And look what they're doing, right? Like, do as people do, not always what they say. And so if someone's telling you to buy a list of 100, phone numbers off of Fiverr and to cold call them all and use this special script, then but they're the ones posting YouTube videos, then you probably want to start posting YouTube videos because they're look at what they're doing, right? And obviously they might be levels ahead and they might have been doing it for a while or XYZ. But the biggest thing I wish I knew was to start making content like this and putting myself out there instead of trying to cold call everybody. So when I first started my Google ad agency like a year ago, right? And I don't even do Google ads anymore. I do social media. But when I started Google Ads, I got a list off Fiverr. I paid hundreds of dollars for these numbers of flooring companies across the US. And I called each one of them. And I was like, hey, this is Tyler. And I looked up the best script. And, you act like they know you before. Hey, is this John? Yeah. John, this is Tyler Smurs from XYZ Media. And then, I got a couple meetings out of it. If you make 100 calls a day, right? And you follow the rule of 100, you could book 5 meetings and hopefully close one at a 20% close rate. But if I would have just started this channel a year ago and posted every day or, once a week or something, then I know I'd be a lot further along than I am now. And so the mistake that I made was not making content instead of making content, sharing my struggles, sharing my sales calls of, hey, I just butched this one. I did not explain well. I kept yapping. I didn't ask good questions. All that along the way. Because believe it or not, people are human. People want to help you. And when you help build a product or a service with them, like if I were to keep building this with you guys, then hopefully your guys are able to see like, oh, this guy's human too. Like maybe I will use him. Or maybe like I'll see what he has to offer. Right? Instead of the guy who's calling you out of the blue trying to sell you on something who you have no trust, you don't even know them, there's just no likability factor because people do business with people who they like, know, and trust. And so I would, whether you're a kitchen remodeler or a plumber or starting an e-com company, it doesn't matter. I would just talk on camera about the ups, the downs, everything you learned in between. The number two thing I would do is not be afraid to invest in ads and specifically Instagram ads. That's what I teach. I help scale local businesses through Instagram and not just get followers from, let's say, if you're a business based in Phoenix, right? And you get followers in Texas, but you're a local, plumbing shop. Well, it doesn't really matter if you get followers in Texas because you can't help them. But if you get a bunch of local followers in your local city, then that's huge. They turn into leads. They're in your app. They're in your ecosphere. They see your content every day. So the limiting belief of like, oh, I can just cold call my way to, a successful business, or I should hire 5 sales reps and have them all cold call, or I think here, hopefully you can see. I think the camera was pointed down too much, um, but that's what I would do: is not be afraid to invest in ads, right? Because you're paying for attention, but you're also paying to build your brand. And so I'd much rather do that than put myself in a magazine or put myself on a billboard. That might have worked 20 years ago, but I don't know when the last time I called a number off a billboard was, right? Or I called a number off a magazine. And so right now, more important than ever, people are addicted to their phones. They're watching videos like this, they're on Instagram. So you want to be where the attention is. And so not being afraid to invest in paid ads is huge. I started off $20 a day for my Instagram account, brought on a business partner, best friend from high school, and now we've scaled up and we're about spending $65 a day right now. And so we want to continue to scale up and up to where we're spending $500 a day, $1,000 a day. Because if you can spend $1 to make two, then it's a no brainer. but can't be afraid to invest in ads. Now, there is a way about going about it where you want to set up the ads properly to where you're not just burning money, because Facebook will, they're a business, they'll take anything. So you want to set it up the right way, which is, where we help with. But yeah, you can't be afraid to help out with ads or to spend money on ads. And the third thing I want to go over when it comes to, what I wish I knew earlier was to put myself out there more, to go to networking events, to shake more hands. I tried staying in my room all day, cooped up, and it's just people say lock in, and I get it, lock in, like it's important. But at the end of the day, if you're not out meeting people, meeting potential partners or someone who, there's just something about in person that's never going to be replaced, right? And a pro tip: when you meet someone in person, give them your Instagram if you're building a brand on there, because that way they follow you and they'll keep up with you instead of a business card that they might throw away, 5 minutes later, when you're not looking. But I wish I would have went out more to more networking events with actual decision makers in the room though. So not just like, you know, whatever, a networking event. Like I'm working with business owners. So if I go to a business event or a networking event and it's a bunch of salespeople, with no decision makers, it's probably not the best use of my time. But you never know, because it's still better than doing nothing, still better than staying at home. And I would even make a vlog or a video like this talking about, like, hey guys, I'm going to a networking event. This is what I do. Hopefully it's fun. I'm not with anybody. I'm going alone. Not being afraid to put yourself out there. Um, that is all huge. So those are the three things I wish I knew when I first started my business. Hopefully at least one of them resonated with you guys. I'm just now starting this channel back up again to where I'm going to be posting more value every day of just stuff I learn. And I'm not positioning myself as some expert. I'm not. I know a thing or two I've learned, to where I have been able to, start a business from scratch and cross that 25K a month mark, which is just insane to even say. But revenue doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it comes down to profit, and it comes down to the best, most efficient way to market yourself. And is that cold calls? Is that magazines? Is it Instagram ads? Is it content? Right? And so that's where I hope to bring you guys value, is to figure out and learn from my errors and everyone else's errors that I've talked to on what not to do and what to start with and go all in on first. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. If you find any value out of this, please like and subscribe. And comment down below if you want to see if there's any topic you guys have a question around. I'll make videos based on that topic, to help you guys out. And hopefully we all go on this journey together. So thank you guys big time, and appreciate it.